Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I told you guys that I would be back on here. Wasn't expecting to be back on here today, but nonetheless, I'm here. And so I had two things. One was a little positive little quote or word of positive thought that I have for you guys. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is on a personal level about me, something that I learned yesterday. I've been knowing this, but it was more of a reality check, epiphany, wake-up call, realization, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't negative. It was more or less positive and more speaking life into myself yesterday. And it all was at a grocery store and near a Starbucks in the grocery store. So I'll tell you guys about that in a moment. But I wanted to read to you this little positive quote that I came up with this morning off the top of my head. And some of you might, need it. I'm not sure. But for some reason, it was something that I felt like needed to be said today. And when I think of people doing things for me, or when people do things for us, out of the blue, randomly, there's no compass. Life has no compass when it has to do with us getting blessed from different people. So this is what came to me this morning. Sometimes blessings are delivered in life by unforeseen faces, unfamiliar places, unknown races, but indeed on a much timely and needed basis. And y'all know how I like to do work, play around with words. So I just felt creative with that. But I thought that somebody kind of needed to hear that today. I'm not sure who it is, but I never know. I just go with the flow of, what I'm feeling and what needs to be spoken on any given day. So let me tell you guys about yesterday. I'm at the grocery store with one of my friends who was a blessing to me yesterday. And so she was picking up something at Starbucks. And so I'm walking around, the Starbucks is in the store. So I'm walking around. I don't like standing, behind or next to people because I don't want to feel like I'm rushing them. So I'm walking around and I said, let me go look at these Starbucks coffee mugs, because I was curious, I was picking them up, looking at them and their water bottles and things like that. So I flipped it over, like on each coffee mug and each item that they had, and I'm looking like at their prices, right? Their prices are like starting at like $15, going all the way up to like $23, $24, $25, depending on what you actually get. Like whether it be a, good size, those big coffee mugs or a standard one or whatever. But even the standard one was running about almost $14, $15. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, Starbucks is a humongous moneymaker, okay? Worldwide, nationwide, whatever, statewide. So, and I reverted back to myself and my business, Quiet Voice Speaking Mind. The business that I actually created or built up, I started around 2015. And everything of mine, that's how my products is copywritten. Each quote or poem or whatever. So I'm thinking, I'm like, Starbucks, one word, and it attracts so many people, right? And one word on the product, Starbucks, and their little logo or whatever. But people will pay for a Starbucks coffee mug just because it says Starbucks, right? And I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, I have shortchanged myself for the last several years. Number one, because I've been told that I need to lower my prices, right? And I'm thinking, I'm sitting there doing that, and things like that, trying to finagle prices, for everyone, to please everyone, right? And I'm thinking, well, if Starbucks was doing that, they would never be in business. They would never be a moneymaker if they were always trying to please everyone as far as the pricing was involved. But look at them. I mean, they're humongous, right? And I'm thinking, well, why can't I think that of myself? even though it's my own business that I created, I built, all my blood, sweat, and tears, and my money goes into the products. My mind and my heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears go into my poems that I write, my vision for the artwork that gets printed. I have to pay for these products. You know, they're not cheap. You have to buy them in bulk. You just can't buy 10. You have to buy them in bulk. And I go through 3 different channels, 3 different companies that I get my products from: my coffee mugs, my wine glasses, my, business cards, my bags, my t-shirts, and everything, right? So here I am thinking, like, why don't I think that way about myself? Why do I keep shortchanging myself time after time after time again? And there goes that people-pleasing person that I used to be, that has surfaced when it comes to my business. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not Starbucks, but Starbucks has one word. There's one word on their product, but it attracts so many people, for their coffee, their tea, their smoothies, their pastries, or whatever else they have. It's delicious, they're always thinking of different things. They're so innovative. But I feel like, well, I'm innovative too, I'm always thinking of ideas, and it's not for myself, it is for other people. And when I do a product and I create something in my mind and I write it out and I analyze and I strategically figure out how I want to place it and what I want to say and who I'm speaking to at the time when I'm writing what I'm writing out, whether it be a poem or quote or the artwork, how I want it to show. I put a lot into that. That's the intimate part of me that I'm giving to other people. Mind you, I am very wise because I make sure to copyright every single thing that I put on my product. That's just how you got to protect your work. And so I learned from that. I learned a valuable lesson that I need to start thinking more highly of myself when it comes to my products and my business. And stop thinking that I'm overcharging, because that showed me yesterday that there's nothing wrong with the prices that I originally wanted to put on my coffee mugs, because I put a lot into them. Not to say the Starbucks doesn't, but I put a lot into, Shannon puts a lot into them for other people to enjoy, for years to come, And I put a lot of meaning behind it. A lot of me goes into that. It's exhausting, but that's my passion. That is what I love to do. That is my gift. And I love sharing my gifts with everyone else. And so I took that very seriously. That was a very good lesson that I learned for me, and my way of thinking. I need to change my way of thinking when it comes to my business. That's very important, because I will never grow if I continue to try to be a people pleaser and allow, voices in my ear to tell me or to dictate what I need to do, how I need to price stuff. I have to price it according to what I feel it's worth. And I feel like it's worth $1 million, just speaking, because of the work that goes into it and the energy, and the enjoyment. I love it. I really love what I do. I love it so much. And so, anybody that's listening to this message, I hope this encourages you, and that you have an understanding of where I'm coming from. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. That was a really good epiphany and a wake-up call for me. 2020 has been a very good year for me as far as, me just learning about what makes me tick, and what I need to do to continue to make me tick, because it's time, been through so much, we've been through so much, but I've been through so much, going through depression and all that stuff, all kinds of different areas of my life, and I definitely feel the breakthrough, And, it's so interesting. When I had went out with my sister-in-law and her cousin, um, it was a trip because I was in the restroom, um, and I was talking to this lady. And, women, we make small talk wherever we're at. We make small talk wherever we go. Doesn't matter. It could be at a bathroom sink, but we, converse with one another. So, anyways, I see this beautiful, beautiful sister, and she has this awesome tattoo on. I think it was like on her arm, or I'm not sure where she had it, but I complimented her on it. And I was like, that's awesome. I said, yeah, I said, I want to get my third tattoo. And I was telling her what it was. And so she was like, So she kind of stopped and looked at me. And she was like, why do you want that tattoo? And I said, I paused and I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth, like literally. And so she was like, are you looking for a breakthrough? She like randomly said that. I didn't know this lady from Adam. And I said, actually, yes. I said, it's kind of been an interesting year. And I didn't go into detail. Wasn't necessary. But she looked at me like dead in my eyes and she was like, it's coming. She was like, it's coming. Just wait. And she walked out of the bathroom. And I will never forget that. That was last year. And I won't forget that. So when I think about all these things that are coming to me, I think about a breakthrough is on the way, because things are starting to finally feel tangible, So I hope this message reaches you guys in a positive way. But I definitely want to share that, story with you from what my experience was yesterday. And you guys have a good rest of the week. And I think I've talked you guys' ear off enough for the day. And I will be back on here probably before the end of the week or this upcoming weekend. Peace out, guys.